Good evening, everyone. I am honored to be here. This has been an amazing last couple of days to watch you guys walk through this process. I honestly have to say, before I start my little speech, I'm a little jealous. So let me tell you, you better take advantage of every opportunity that you have been blessed with this weekend. Because some of us, we didn't have these opportunities. And we had to create our own and dig around in the dark. And I don't know if you've ever had a chance to be in a room where it's completely dark and you're not 100% sure where the light switch is. You just know it's on the wall somewhere. And you just kind of fumbling and you just, it's there, but you don't know where it is exactly. And you just got to figure it out. And you hit a few pieces of furniture, and you hit a few pieces of the wall that you really didn't know was quite there. That's what it was like for me going to law school. You guys have a room that has been illuminated by some lights that are not going out. So you have a path laid in front of you that is ready for you to take advantage of. So, I'm jealous, very, very jealous. So, don't let us down at all. Yes, that means you guys over there in the crew that was doing the little filming, I listen, I'm nosy, I hear everything. So I heard you, don't let us down. We're depending on you, because we need you, okay? Cool beans? Cool beans. All right, so you know, cool beans is my saying. Every time I speak, in the classroom, I work with a lot of kids, teenagers. You guys have your sayings. It changes all the time. Mine doesn't. Mine is cool beans. Cool beans lets me know you hear me. It also lets me know you agree. It's kind of like in church when you say amen. Amen. But I'm not God, so I don't want you to say, you know, you completely agree. But cool beans lets me know you hear me, okay? So cool beans? Cool beans. All right, so let's go. All right, you guys, so a little bit about me. You saw my bio. You saw those little things underneath my name, and you were like, what in the world does this woman do? She don't know what she want to do at all. I do a lot, and here's why. I have a JD. And my JD makes me versatile. And you've sat in sessions and you've heard people say how you can do anything with a JD. I am living proof that you can. I literally get to do what I want to do, and I mix it all together, and it's all backed with a JD. I get up in the morning, and I walk into my closet and I figure out, all right, what's going on my docket today? And my docket consists of all kinds of things. I walk into a classroom and I teach middle school kids. I teach them English. I teach them English from an educated black woman's perspective, which in a lot of schools is not what they get. They hear about people that they've never heard about before because they get English from me. Same tools. We're still learning nouns, pronouns, breaking down sentences. We're still learning those things. But instead of reading Diary of Anne Frank, we read stuff like The Treasure of Lemon Brown, or A Dream Deferred, or Mother to Son, and learn the history behind those pieces. Last week we spent a lot of time on the Harlem Renaissance. They thought Harlem was the hood. They know better now, but they wouldn't get that anywhere else. And then I leave the classroom, and I get to drive 45 minutes outside of Oklahoma City to a place called Langston, Oklahoma, which is the home of Langston University, which is a HBCU. It's actually the furthest west HBCU in the United States. And Langston is one of the 12 all-black towns in Oklahoma. And Langston is where I sit as municipal judge. And starting next month, I add Coyle to that, the city of Coyle. And Coyle is the neighboring town to Langston. So I get to do all of that. And then on my Saturdays, because you know I don't have enough to do it myself, I add to that this amazing program called Prep University. And Prep University is a college prep program for girls 6th grade through 12th grade that is designed to holistically prepare them for college. because we know that getting in isn't always just the problem. It's getting in, staying, and getting money to be able to go in the first place, right? And so Prep U works on all of that, and we work with the whole girl, not just her academics, because some of us are really, really, really smart, but we may not have the social skills, or we may not have the communication skills, or we may be missing a part of the puzzle that's really important to being successful. And we just may not have a person in our own household or our own family that can help us. And so Prep U provides that missing piece, and we become whatever that missing piece is for that girl. And I love it, because I have all these women from the community coming together on Saturdays, and they give up their Saturday mornings for these girls. And very, very proud, the class of 2016 for Prep University, which was only 4 girls, received over $1 million in scholarship offers and awards. Amazing group of young ladies. The class of 2017 just got into schools, and they are in their first couple of weeks of school. And I'm still adding up their scholarship offers, because some of them actually got more money once they got on campus. And you know how the financial aid works. You go and you beg for some more. And so I got some of them that are still begging for more. And one of them is at Texas Southern, and they literally just went back to school last week. And so she literally got some more money last week. So I'm still doing the numbers, and we're really, really grateful for the program. And so I get a chance to spend my time doing the things that I love with this versatile degree. And then I get to come here, and I get to see you guys about to embark on the process. And so I thought, okay, God, what exactly should I spend my time telling a group of people where I am beyond humble to be on the desk with amazing, amazing judges, congressmen, and awesome attorneys, because I don't even practice that much anymore. And I'm going, what can I awesomenely say? And so I thought, you know, we spent the whole weekend with all the law students all focused on the eventuality of you guys going to law school. And it's all been about you. And I get to come and actually tell you something that you really probably haven't heard all weekend long. But I'm okay with that, because I'm good with telling people bad news. I don't know why. I can do it really well. And so the bad news that I actually want to tell you is, it's not about you. It's not. Your time here this weekend and everything that you're going to do with the knowledge that you've gotten from this weekend and the education that will follow after this weekend, it's not about you. It never was about you, and it never will be about you. And I know that's a little bit kind of like, what in the world is this woman talking about? For the generation that everyone assumes is all about them. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm the queen of selfies. You can go to my Instagram account right now, at Christina R. Kirk. Check it out. All you're gonna see is selfies. Because I love me, and I happen to think I'm gorgeous. Don't really care what you think. I think I'm gorgeous. And so, all of my pictures on my Instagram account are me. And I want things instantly. I am the person in the courtroom. If a person mentions a case, I am literally on my iPad like, wait a minute, that's not, I'm looking it up. Because I'm right there with technology, and I'm with you on the instantness of it. But even in this generation, it's not about you. And your time here is not about you. And here's why. What you have experienced this weekend is going to make you into the person that you want to be, okay? If you take all the information that I'm jealous of, you know, all that great information that you've gotten, all these wonderful panels, people who have literally personally answered your questions and given you solid tools and steps to succeed as a lawyer and beyond. You taking all of that information and applying it and walking into an amazing profession with a versatile degree that you can do anything with that your heart desires. When you take that information and you do that, it is about you blessing somebody else with all of that. And it's about you putting yourself in a position to be a blessing to someone else. None of the information that you received this weekend has been for you. It's been to put you in a position to be a blessing. Because ultimately, that's what our goal should be. None of the information is meant to be kept to ourselves. When people keep things to themselves, it dies with them. And I don't know about you, but it's too much in me to let it die with me. It has to go forward. Because I can't let out. Can you imagine letting all this die? Come on now. It doesn't work like that. And that's one of the reasons why I work with kids, because it has a longer shelf life when you work with kids. And it gives me a little bit more time to get it together, because they potentially will live a little longer and they can wait for me to get myself together. Just, side note. But honestly, it's about being able to allow everything that's been deposited into you to live forward and move forward. And that's what our profession is about. We've all heard all the lawyer jokes. Everybody's heard about ambulance chasers and lawyers being shady, and people lost their money to a lawyer, or someone's in a car accident, the lawyer gets more money than anybody else in the equation. We've all heard all of that. But this generation has to be the generation that says, I'm going to continue to deposit into other people. Because we stand on some amazing shoulders. Absolutely amazing shoulders. When I first moved to Oklahoma, I knew nothing about lawyers. I knew I wanted to be a lawyer, and I was in law school. But up until the point where I literally was in law school, the only lawyer I knew was the lawyer who had done the adoption for my little cousin from my grandmother. He was nice. He let me work in his law office over the summers when I was in high school, doing like errands and things like that. I would run to the courthouse, but I didn't have enough extraness to ask questions, to introduce myself to other lawyers, to seek out information. If the information wasn't given to me, I didn't have it. I just didn't. And so when I went to law school, I didn't even know that there was a set curriculum. They gave me a schedule, and I'm like, well, what's a tort? I don't know what a tort is until I got into class, because I didn't have that background with someone telling me or someone helping me. I didn't have that. And it didn't make me less prepared. It just didn't give me the tools that I needed. I wasn't ready for everything. And so I had to learn some things on my own. I had to fumble around in that dark room looking for that light switch a lot, on a lot of different levels, when I really didn't have to, if I'd opened my mouth and asked them questions. So when I moved to Oklahoma, the first thing that my family said do was, there's this woman, she's an attorney, she's with this Black Lawyers Association, you should get with her. So I go and I connect with these people, and they start talking about all these Black lawyers in Oklahoma, and one of the people they mentioned is this lady named Ada Lois Scipio Fisher. Never heard of her before in my life. But they eventually start telling me the story about her, and I'm like, oh, she sounds like a pretty strong woman. Fast forward 10 years, and the Oklahoma Bar Association presents me with the Ada Lois Scipio Fisher Diversity Award. And I'm going, oh my gosh, this is amazing, because now I know this woman. And Ada Lois Scipio Fisher was the first African-American woman in Oklahoma to attend Oklahoma University Law School. And she sued Oklahoma University in 1949, I believe, to attend the law school there. And the law came back and said, well, it's not really wrong for you not to be able to go to OU. So they created Langston Law School, which totally because this is before Brown versus Board of Education, so we're still under separate but equal, and so they created Langston Law School, which obviously was not equal by anybody's means, but that's where they put her. Once they ran out of money for Langston Law School, they had no choice but to admit her to OU Law School. And she completed OU Law School, and her comments after she completed the school was, now that I have this degree, it's my job to go back to my community and make it better. And after I got the award, I kept thinking, her job in 1954 is my job in 2014 when I got the award. It's the same job. And it's going to be your job in 2034 when you're operating in your career. The job is going to be the same. Your job is going to be to go back to your community and make it better. That's what I challenge you to do. You were built for this. You can do this. Know that you were built for it. Know that you are positioning yourself now. You are taking the little bitty steps, the baby steps now, towards your big goal, and you were built for this. Cool beans? Cool beans. Okay, you're built for this. You can do this. So never doubt yourself. Never worry about that. Okay, it's coming from a woman with a 2-year-old in law school. Okay? I don't know if you've ever seen a 2-year-old, but they don't sit down. They don't like to sit down. They don't think sitting down is even possible. They just run until they fall out. 2-year-olds don't even go to bed. They fall in the middle of the floor and go to sleep. And you pick them up and you put them in their bed, and then around 2, 3, maybe 4 hours later, they get up and they come to your bed and they wake you up. And they don't really care if you're asleep. They don't care if you haven't finished your homework. They want your attention. So try doing that while you're in law school. It was fun. Not. But it was doable. And so I can tell you, honestly, if I can do it with a 2-year-old, you can so do this. You can so do this. It's doable, but you're going to have to be required to understand that with such amazing education comes the challenge and the charge to understand you have to come back. You have to do it for the next generation. Thus, we create a cycle of generational blessings, a cycle of generational growth, and we create the next generation of lawyers. Someone had to do this for you, and you're going to have to do this for someone else. And you're going to have to pour into them and make their road so much better. Understand? Yes. Cool beans? Cool beans. All right, so I'm challenging you to do this. So in about, 20 years, let's see, I'm 21 now, so in about 20 years, I'll be 22, and I'm going to come back, and you guys are going to be the ones up here on stage, and you guys are going to be the ones running this, and Miss Evangela and I, we're going to be like sitting back, chilling. We might be over at the Grandover at the spa and just come in and peek in on you and check on you just to, you know how the old folks do. They come and check on you just to make sure you're doing okay. We're going to do that because we're going to expect you guys to be taking the mantle and pouring into the next generation. Because remember, this is not about you. It's about positioning yourself to make sure you're taking care of everyone that comes after you. Because it's too much. You're standing on too many shoulders. Look at this room. You're standing on some strong shoulders. So you got to position yourself, cultivate yourself, so that we can take a step back and allow you guys to take it forward. Cool beans? Cool beans. Thank you.